On the 6th of October 1820, Jenny Lind, the famous Swedish nightingale, was born. Now, 200 years later, we are celebrating her life and the charitable contribution she gave to the people of Norfolk. Jenny Lind was undoubtedly the most famous sopranos of the 19th century. Her opera performances created such a frenzy and excitement that it was dubbed Jenny Mania. Despite this, she was a very modest person and used her fame carefully to further her charitable projects. She made her first visit to Norwich in 1847. Thousands lined the streets to catch a glimpse of her. Bells rang out and guns were fired in salute. St Andrew's Hall was packed, and she put on a third concert to allow more people to attend. Norwich fell in love with Jenny Lind. Her next visit in 1849 was for charity, and in just 2 concerts, she raised enough to open a children's hospital for the city. And so that is why this year we are proudly marking the 200th anniversary of the birth of Jenny Lind. The first Jenny Lind Infirmary for sick children opened in Pottergate with 12 beds and quickly became a respected and busy hospital in its own right. By 1900, it had outgrown the building and a new hospital was built on Unthank Road. After merging with the Norfolk and Norwich Hospital in 1975 and moving to Colney Lane in 2000, it now treats over 60,000 children and young adults each year.
It is a privilege to be a nurse at the Jenny Lind Children's Hospital, and I think every single person that I've met along my journey here has brought something to me, and I hopefully have made a difference to them in some small way. And I think if we had some additional facilities whereby we could guarantee that we've got the right toys, the right sensory equipment, the right artwork on the walls, making sure that the bed spaces are friendly, making sure that there's enough space for them to play, making sure that all different complexities and ages are catered for, so not just babies, young children, older children, and of course our young people, and that would be absolutely fantastic.
Any donations that people can make would be great in order to help us improve with more equipment, obviously to keep up with sort of any modern developments and new things that sort of improving in the areas of paediatrics. It'd be great if we can make sure that we're sort of there and able to take on all those new things as much as any other hospitals.
So with the Jenny Lind Children's Hospital, I think the important thing to say is that actually we see so many different specialities. So within the children's department we have children from oncology, rheumatology, orthopaedics, ophthalmology, paediatric surgery. We have children needing high dependency care as well for a range of surgical and medical reasons. So my role is really to oversee the children's department on children's nursing. So I cover the inpatients and the day surgery patients, and I cover all the specialist services as well.
The people I meet on a daily basis inspire me to become a paediatric nurse. The team here are absolutely fantastic and no 2 days are the same. Everything about this job I have loved and enjoyed very much. As I work on Children's Day ward, I've seen a lot of young babies who have come in with jaundice. I've seen very poorly children through coronavirus, and I've seen children who require infusions, blood tests, cannulas. The children's future is our today, I like to think, so by putting money into the services here we can provide much better support and equipment needed to improve children's lives that we see here every day.
The Jenny Lind Children's Hospital pulls together professionals from across the Norfolk and Norwich Hospital who've got a passion for delivering high quality healthcare to children and young adults. It's a very diverse group of professionals, but their energy, enthusiasm, expertise and commitment to delivering healthcare drives us forward. As a result, we're able to offer really high quality services in very varied areas of healthcare, medicine and surgery, for our local population and across the east of England. My job allows me to see children of all ages, from the premature baby right through into early adult life. And for some of them it's 1 or 2 visits and they are then cured and don't need to come again. For others it becomes a long-term relationship of helping them as they grow and develop as young adults. Jenny Lind's legacy set up the Children's Hospital and it's evolved over the years. The NHS has picked up the mantle and helped support us hugely, but there is so much more we could do for children and young people. Charitable giving allows us to add the extra depth to our services that we want to offer every child and to improve the quality of their experience. And by improving the quality of their experience, often we can improve their healthcare outcomes as well.
I mean, I would say charities are pretty much the cornerstone for continuing care for these babies. We have relied a lot on charitable funds to make many improvements to our unit. We have brought life-saving equipments like transport incubators, ventilators, lots of machines using charitable funds, and we are extremely grateful to the many number of parents who have donated by means of their own money or taking part in many charitable activities. So funds help us in lots of ways, and one of the things that we lack in our neonatal intensive care is enough of space and bedrooms for parents to stay. Some babies are extremely sick and there are very vulnerable babies who unfortunately do not survive. Currently these babies are looked after either in one of the parents' bedrooms or sometimes very sadly within the neonatal intensive care unit. If we had funds, we would very much like to have a place where parents can spend much needed quiet and peaceful time with their extended family along with the babies and use those precious moments with the babies.
My role is very difficult because it can be heartbreaking at times, because obviously a cancer diagnosis is hard for everybody, particularly if it's a diagnosis that we can't cure. So, you know, it's a palliative diagnosis from the beginning, and it's just working with the family and working together as a team and supporting each other through that. So I'd encourage people to donate money to the Jenny Lind. For our patient cohort, it's being able to provide those resources to help families through difficult procedures, and they are quite often weekly procedures like dressing changes and things that are really hard for young children to go through, and just being able to offer distraction through the resources that we would be able to buy. So we have an end of treatment bell in our clinic area. It was donated by a family, so when a patient comes to the end of their journey, they're able to ring the bell. There's a poem above that the parent and the family will read. They invite their whole family along, and then they ring the bell 3 times to signify the end of their journey.
It gives me a great pleasure to when a child who has been treated and goes home and wave goodbye to you while leaving the ward. So that's probably is the greatest satisfaction, or a child whom you have operated as a newborn walk in your clinic and is eating and drinking. That gives an immense pleasure which cannot be described in words.
The things that inspire me are mainly these days to try and get as much parental involvement in looking after even the sickest babies as we possibly can. I like them to be involved in ward rounds. I like them to be involved in all aspects of their care, because I like to think that we're treating the whole family, and if I can achieve that with each baby that I see, I go home very happy. Financial challenges are very significant in the neonatal unit. Everything costs so much: incubators, life-saving ventilators, as well as IT systems. If we were to have more things like tablets that we could take with us wherever we go, it would really help us get much more time with the babies rather than sat at a desk, 4 or 5 meters away. Everything that can be given to the Jenny Lind Hospital makes a really big difference. We're talking about investing in these first moments of babies' lives, and they are going to be hopefully living within the area for generations to come, and themselves will go on to make massive differences. So any money, I think, is very, very well spent.
Once more, we are desperately in need of funds to keep pace with the modern demands of paediatric medicine and surgery. Coronavirus has made all our lives tougher, but despite these new pressures, we need to continue to provide great care for children throughout East Anglia and to fulfil the impression the first hospital made on our foundress, the Swedish Nightingale.
Of all the money God allowed me to give away when my poor throat could call an audience to listen to its production, none has borne a nobler or more genuine fruit than the Jenny Lind Hospital in Norwich. Please go to www.nnuh.org.uk and donate. Please specify Jenny Lind. Thank you.